before Zod. What the fuck? I can't remember.
You're saying it's a year.
Madam Luke's Sci-Fi Sanctuary.
The year is 3013. The galaxy is scintillating in the mellow light. Two galactic pilgrims seek out vistas in the samurai future to bring forth the unity of the cosmic shaman. Opening the door of the pantheon of mystics, the evil sorcerer wizard powers the engine of science, seeking to forever alter the sacred balance, traveling on effervescent balls of summer fire.
This week, Star Wars.
The holiday special.
In the year 1927. Wait, that was the last film.
Try again.
In the year 1977. Star Wars changed cinema forever. And in the year 1978. No Star Wars media was released at all. Shut up.
Wait. They were quite busy on the talk show circuit.
Is that Star Wars media?
They did some variety shows.
I'm sure.
Mark Hamill and C-3PO, which Anthony Daniels, I suppose, in that case, and maybe Kenny Baker's R2-D2 there on the Muppet Show. That's good.
Oh, for reals? I want to check that out.
You should. I if you had a DVD player I could use, I would have brought it.
I actually do, but it only does Japanese DVDs.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done my Muppet Show. And they celebrated Life Day. As we all must celebrate Life Day.
I was about to say, as do we all.
Yeah, with the Star Wars holiday special, long considered the gold standard of Star Wars.
I think we can all agree it's the best Star Wars has ever been and ever will be.
Yeah, I mean, just the depth of character and where did you first hear this piece of shit?
You know, I don't necessarily remember, but I bet I first heard about this on The Simpsons.
Oh, how so?
I'm pretty sure they make a joke. Comic book guy has a copy.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, just generally through the internet is where I heard of it, right?
Yeah, I think I started to become aware of this in the late 90s when it was, you'd have to go to conventions to get this.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the first video media I got online, like pre-YouTube, because I wanted to see it, and here it is. It was on some, I don't know what we did back in 2005, but it wasn't YouTube, and I watched it. And
it probably would have been you'd have to actually download it and then watch it through your player, right?
I'm pretty sure that's what happened, but...
Should I tell you the story of my first piece of video media I downloaded?
Let's do it. So this is not my first, by the way. The first is for next week, by the way.
Okay.
Or, next
week. The first is for adult podcasts. No, the first piece for me was... it was in... What am I talking about? First piece of video.
The first piece of video you downloaded.
Right. So between the second and third Pokemon movies, I had the VHS tape of the second Pokemon movie, and at the end it had a trailer for the third Pokemon movie, because it's a Japanese anime, right? They bring them out every year. So by the time the VHS is coming out in the West, they've already started making they've already almost finished the third in Japan. So I watched that trailer, and then I found a website which had other trailers I could watch. In fact, it had 2 trailers for the third Pokemon movie.
Ooh.
I had to choose which one to download.
Whichever did you choose?
The same one that was on my fucking tape! And it took like 30 minutes to download this 90-second trailer.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And it was the one I already had on tape.
I don't remember how long it took for the holiday special to download, but it was probably too long. I think I never actually sat down and watched it from start to finish until we did it for this podcast.
I did it, not last Christmas because I was in Japan. Probably the Christmas before... Maybe the one before that. I think it was when I was living with my parents before I came to Japan. And made my mum and dad sit through it with me. Now, my parents are big Star Wars fans, right? But they're not the sort of people who do dumb shit like this, like I do. But I was like... I bet the whole thing's on YouTube. And it was. And I was like, Dad, let's watch the Star Wars holiday special. And like, he agreed to it, but I think 10 minutes in, he was on his phone, right? My mum just was not interested at all, was sat reading a book the whole time, but sat and watched the Star Wars Holiday
I think the
Special
same
with
thing
me.
happened with George Lucas. This is a weird spot where Star Wars was already completely in the pop culture spotlight, but I guess they hadn't gotten smart yet. Lucas was already, I think, busy working on.
Presumably Empire was in the works, right?
He wasn't really
a turnaround, so it must have been pretty.
Yeah, he just had people approach him. Hey, we'll do this, holiday special with people who produced variety shows and things like that. So he's like, yeah, sure, that sounds good. Let's do it. He had suggested to do an entire film with Wookiees, which they actually have to here. But we'll get to that later.
So I wasn't sure how involved he was.
He wasn't.
Okay.
That's the point. I think maybe not 10 minutes in, but by the end of the holiday special, it may be a apocryphal story, but apparently he was already on phone with the studio execs like, never show this again, burn all copies.
I remember the quote that he wants, if he could, he would go and destroy every copy on Earth.
Yeah. Except
okay. I'd always interpreted that as, I made a mistake, I'd like to erase it. Whereas no, it's just he's being a dick about something someone else made. Okay.
Do you know the Carrie...
That changes it tonally for me.
Yeah, do you know the Carrie Fisher story about this?
No, go on.
She agreed to do the podcast, the commentary.
I wish she agreed to a podcast.
Yeah. I wish she could. She agreed to do the commentary or something for one of the Star Wars films on the condition that George Lucas would give her a copy of the holiday special. Meanwhile, Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill have claimed to have never actually watched it.
I'm not surprised, right? You wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't. So I don't know. Should we tip our hand too soon about what we think of this? What everybody thinks of this?
It's masterpieces.
It's a masterpiece. This is the best Star Wars ever.
I mean, it's not like you can have an opinion on this, right? It's just a piece of garbage. It's like...
But it's such fascinating garbage.
I wish you were a little bit older.
Why?
Because I want to talk to someone who was watching TV at the time this aired, right? Because is this just what TV was like? Like you watch a variety show in modern day Japan, it's not much better than this. Like,
no, it's not. But it's not using an iconic IP or whatever,
isn't it? Yeah. I bet there are some.
Yeah, this was something that. See, Star Trek had their blooper reel, which Gene Roddenberry would show people at conventions, early conventions in the 70s. This is like the antithesis of this, where George Lucas is like, what's that? Oh, nothing's there. There's nothing there at all.
Well, because the funny thing is, George Lucas's whole career, right? The story is he wanted total creative control. Which, up until the original Star Wars, is like, it's a battle, he's the hero you root for. Then he gets a total creative control, and you realise, no, actually, he lived long enough to be the villain.
No, he's the absent daddy here, though, isn't he?
But that's why this is such a weird anomaly. Because it's before he got it, and at this point, it kind of proves him right.
This is James Earl Jones's first credited appearance in Star Wars.
Is he not? I guess, is he not credited in the original Star Wars?
He's not credited in the original Star Wars, so this is his first credit as the voice of Darth Vader.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also famously it's the first appearance of Boba Fett.
That's the big one. The other big one, but yeah, the bigger one, really.
Well, that's why I was wondering how involved George was.
He had,
at least in the animated part.
I got the impression he had hired the animated company and told them to make it look like Mobius, the comic artist.
Okay.
And that company, I think it's a Canadian company, later did the 80s droids and Ewoks.
I have seen a bit of those.
Yeah, so they did actually, the people who made the Boba Fett cartoon in this did come back for more Star Wars.
Because that's watchable, right? It's not great.
It's not
but
great.
It's perfectly serviceable.
It's great in contrast with everything else.
Exactly, yeah. Because that's the bit people talk about, like, the holiday special is dreadful. But it's got that animated Boba Fett short, you should watch that. I'm like, you shouldn't. It's not good. But it's just surrounded by such utter dog shit.
Yeah, his somewhat subtle introduction in Empire is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You don't need more than that.
So that's the whole thing. If you just watch the original trilogy, Boba Fett's not a major character.
No, not at all.
He's one of the henchmen in Empire, and then has a comedy death in Jedi, and that's it. It's just around the edges he's built up this reputation as like this badass.
Well, now we have the Mandalorian.
But even like even Attack of the Clones, you get Jango Fett, right?
Right.
Who also dies a comedy bitch death. So it's like...
So what are we going to go with The Mandalorian? That's coming out next week as we record this.
Yeah, my torrent site is ready. Like,
Yeah, you're familiar with that?
The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
Disney Plus thing, right?
Yeah. So
Right, yeah, but everyone outside America is going to pirate it.
right, but I'm just like, is that going to?
I hope they do like a South Park thing and the Mandalorian just dies every episode. Just dies like an absolute chump every single episode.
Yeah. So the only officially released bit of this is actually that Boba Fett cartoon. It is a bonus on one of the Blu-rays.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry, I don't remember which
I
one.
didn't know that, but at the same time, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so
that makes sense.
They
Right?
did that, but
So there's the bit worth salvaging of this.
the rest of this is definitely too cool for school.
Oh, buddy.
Wasn't quite in La Mancha to commune with Don Quixote, along with Sancho in the Gaiji, upon the way to the party city.
Han Solo and Chewbacca are piloting the Millennium Falcon, trying to lose a couple of Star Destroyers that spotted them as they were on their way to Chewie's home planet of Kashyyyk. Did I say that right?
I think I've always said it Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk.
I don't know if it's ever said out loud in anything, though.
You see, today is the Wookiee Holiday of Life Day. Han understands how important Life Day is to Chewie and promises to get him home to his family. Meanwhile, Chewie's family is anxiously waiting for his arrival. A call to Luke Skywalker yields no information, but Luke is sure those guys are fine. A second call to Son Don, a traitor, confirms that the duo is fact okay. Chewie's wife Mala then gets back to preparing for Life Day, but fails in her cooking endeavors. Saldan arrives at the house, bringing gifts that involve softcore VR pornography for Grandfather Itchy. Han and Chewie arrive on the planet, having lost their Imperial trail, but land far away in order to avoid detection. A ship arrives at the Baka house, and Son Lumpy excitedly runs to the door to be greeted by stormtroopers. While they look around for Han and Chewie, we see a cartoon introducing Boba Fett and the Jefferson Starship rock out. After Lumpy fakes the Imperial commander's voice, the stormtroopers leave, but the Empire announces a galactic curfew. At the Mos Eisley Cantina, Bea Arthur must sing to the Mos Eisley theme song in order to get her patrons to leave. All of our Star Wars favorites finally convene for the balls-out, trippy Life Day ceremonies. Princess Leia sings the Star Wars theme, and in a cathartic moment, the holiday special finally ends.
When they first arrive on the planet and blinking step into the sun, there is more to see that can never be seen, more to do that can never be done.
Some thousand rainbows over spreading grit of soils in the gentle zephyrs. Oh my, the waves are sinking foil of blue moon rains in my flooded plains.
Weirdly, this is the only time we actually see the Empire oppressing people.
Yeah, they send everyone home. And they
like
everyone?
raiding houses, doing a curfew, all of that shit, right?
Like, is that like how many worlds have to just go home?
Oh, I assumed it was just this planet.
Oh, I
thought that was a bar on Kashyyyk.
I thought that was the Mos Eisley bar in Tatooine. Everybody
maybe,
had to
like
go.
a galaxy-wide curfew.
I think it was. I thought it was galaxy-wide curfew.
Right, but times aren't even the same on different parts of one planet.
It doesn't matter what time it is. Go home.
Right, but like, we never. They're called the Empire, and they blow up Alderaan. But other than that, we don't really see life under the Empire in the original trilogy, right? We just see the rebellion fighting them.
Yeah, they don't like the rebellion. That's for sure.
Right, but they're a rebellion. Of course they don't like them.
Because we never go to Coruscant in the original trilogy.
No.
Never.
No, of course not. No, we don't. At all. At all.
Not at the end of Return. That doesn't happen.
We definitely don't go to Naboo at the end of Return. But yeah, we never get any reason to actively hate the Empire, right? We hate them because our pals hate them.
Yeah. It's
The same reason I hate Arsenal.
It's all propaganda, man.
Oh, well, one of the fun fan theories to, like, square the films with the slightly more... obviously, Star Wars is pretty two-dimensional, right? It's goodies and baddies.
Oh, yeah.
But then sometimes the extended universe stuff is has a bit more depth to it.
This is the first part of the extended universe, isn't it? It must have more depth.
Did the novel not come before this?
The novel itself.
There's a novel between A New Hope and Empire, right?
I can't imagine it was this soon.
But, and maybe like some comic books and shit. But anyway, obviously, a lot of the extended stuff has more depth, right? So one of the fan theories is that the actual films are rebellion propaganda.
Ah.
So within Star Wars, they're not quite how it happened.
So it's all like Starship Troopers.
Right, but official word is that the only thing that is definitely canon is the films.
Right. Then don't trust anything else. That's
Well,
what
especially
happened.
not now in the Disney era. Like,
Yeah.
it's Star Wars Legends now.
The Jefferson Starship were okay here. I like the Jefferson airplane a lot.
What the fuck is the Jefferson Airplane? Is that? Oh, okay, that's the real name.
Okay.
I've only ever heard them called the Jefferson Starships. I guess I've only ever spoken to Star Wars
You
fans.
haven't heard somebody to love? If the truth is found to be lies. Shit, I got musically school you. Okay.
Right, now that I think about it, I probably have heard Jefferson Airplane. many
Jefferson
times.
Airplane is
I'm
one-
just drunk.
Yeah, they're one of the iconic acid rock bands of the 60s.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then they morphed into Jefferson Starship.
Right.
And the
okay.
Star Wars Holiday Special is the last. There's Marty Ballin. He was singer with the Airplane. Quit the Airplane. He rejoined the Starship. This is his last appearance with them. He quit before
Okay.
the special.
So
aired.
I'm not overly familiar with them, right? So I've just heard them called Jefferson Starship. I thought what you were telling me is that they're just called Jefferson Airplane and they were called Starship for this.
Oh no! It actually is sort of a different band. In the 80s, they became just Starship
Okay.
and made the worst single ever.
Okay, right. I am familiar with Jefferson Starship.
How
I
about-
didn't know they'd previously been called Jefferson
Okay.
Airplane.
How about just Starship?
Definitely not.
We built this city.
Wait.
We built
Yeah.
this city on rock and roll. That's Starship.
Yeah, of course I knew that song. And I knew it was called Starship.
Yeah. Same band. Well, kind of same band. They changed out half the members by then again, but...
Okay. 3 chew highs, a beer, and a cider. That's what does it.
yeah.
What's my name?
I don't know.
Because we haven't introduced this podcast.
I'm Matt.
I think I'm Luke. And I think you're in our Sci-Fi Sanctuary right now.
And the only way to talk about the Star Wars Holiday Special is to start drinking.
I started drinking during Terminator Dark Fate. Listeners at home didn't know that we record these in batches. Why not listen to the 3 most recent episodes in a row and chart my drunkenness?
Previously, you can do it with like pairs of episodes, but
Is it? Yeah, is this the most we've recorded at once?
yeah, it's most.
Okay. Oh yeah, we've recorded 2 and a little bit of The Last Jedi one before.
Yeah, like every time I was like, why am I still watching this? I just write in my notes like, fuck Chewbacca's family.
Okay, I do have one note about Chewbacca's family.
Yes.
Chewbacca's wife has Han Solo's hairdo.
Yeah, because I saw that they took a Chewbacca mask and just altered it to be Mala.
Of course, but she's got like Han's quiff, right?
right?
Like, that's some stuff. I bet Chewie tells her to make it that way.
What's that translated to?
Turn around and look like Han.
Oh, that's rough. Lumpy is... why... Lumpy. Itchy.
Oh my god, itchy. Lumpy I don't really have a big issue with, right?
But his smile pierces through your soul. Okay, let's go to Itchy, because that's more fun to talk about.
Fuck.
That's what Itchy want to do.
Yeah, he definitely wants to fuck that chick.
No, she wants him. She's there for him.
It's his fantasy.
And it's a gift from Art Carney of the Honeymooners.
Right. Here is a porno VR headset. Have fun.
That's your life day present.
Right, but like, you buy your dad an iPad for Christmas, right? You know he's watching porn on it. You don't buy him the porno.
Just the means, not the content.
Yeah, you just bought him a headset. And of course, Lumpy went to www.fantasyshag.lady.com.
Oh, so Lumpy was given... I thought
not
he was
Lumpy.
given the actual... In 1978, he was given the...
On
this
tapes.
is it. Here's your tape of VR.
Yeah.
VR tapes.
Oh no, maybe that's just playing on the airwaves at that time.
Hey, you know the one holdout...
Hey kids, switch off your headset because it's shagging hour.
You know the one holdout from this?
None.
Do you know the one holdout from this?
Oh, Boba Fett?
No, he's in his first appearance.
Oh, something that was kept off of this?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you meant the one thing which...
Oh, carried on. Not carrying on, holding out.
Oh, okay, hit me with it.
That would be Kenny Baker, who is not here as
I
R2-D2.
did notice that, right? Because when they're listing the cast, they list Anthony Daniels as C-3PO, and then R2-D2 as R2-D2.
That's
I
because...
was like, oh, Kenny Baker got fucked over.
That's what I thought, and because of the credits, I actually looked it up, and it turned out he was like, "Fuck this shit." Well, I don't know if he said "fuck this shit." Maybe he was busy.
From what I know of Kenny Baker, he probably did say fuck this shit.
And R2-D2 in this holiday special is radio controlled. There's no one in there.
Because there are radio-controlled R2 scenes in the films as well, right?
I assume so, but
No, it's a famous thing. He was going to be all radio-controlled, but then Air Force radio signals were interfering with the controls.
well, they got see that they didn't have to location shooting here. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I noticed Kenny Baker is not in the credits, and then when we saw R2, I noticed he was only rolling, he wasn't walking.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I get it.
He was actually, he did not want any part of this shit.
So Kenny Baker is the one member of the Star Wars cast with any class.
Well, George Lucas, he's not cast, but he stayed out of it too. He just told him they
I
could do
wouldn't
it.
describe George Lucas as having class.
Let's get into the other actors. Mark Hamill has like the most makeup he ever wore.
He looked weird, man.
He looked like Ken from Barbie.
Yeah. He also looked like 10 years older than A New Hope. This was not that long after that film.
Yeah, but here, like, so Mark Hamill had like a car accident, motorcycle accident, like that.
Car accident, yeah, before Empire, right?
Right. So is this? I mean, obviously they would have had a little more makeup budget, but is this? Imagine this Luke in Empire. It does, yeah. It's like
I see it.
I wouldn't want to wish the guy a car accident, but the even today with The Last Jedi, I mean, the fucked up looking Mark Hamill works pretty well.
Yep.
I'm sure he would not like to not look fucked up, and I appreciate that. But it works for Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker needs a little damage to be legit.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, it worked in A New Hope because he is innocent farm boy, right?
Yeah.
But when he's the main leading man dealing with all this shit, he can't look quite so much like a kid.
And now we're doing Empire, but we should be. The Wampa attack was...
It was written in for that purpose.
Yeah, so, okay, Luke's all screwed up now, that's why he looks like this, but... It, you know, a nice scar adds character, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's why I've got all mine.
What day have they behold this? Help it into the ground. Baby! Look, to the ground, yeah. Baby! Ow! If ya put my shit, you're gonna have to stand it. If ya steal my shit, you're gonna drown
Chewie's family, man.
That's how many times I write in my notes? 5, 6.
Yeah.
More. Yeah. I wrote it when Ma was cooking. That's a time to say it.
Yeah, I mean, what the that was like... I can see why someone would consider that comedy. But, like, it's not funny.
It's like a sitcom in a foreign language.
Yeah.
Because maybe if they had quippy lines to say to each other, it'd be cool. But there's
Right, no, but like, even the cooking show she's watching, right? Like, oh, okay, I guess there's kind of jokes there, maybe.
Yeah, and the cooking show is he shows up in 3 roles in this? Is Harvey Korman,
Yeah.
who is the villain from Blazing Saddles.
Okay.
Like this thing, let's get into our guest stars. We have such bizarre guest stars here. We mentioned the Jefferson Starship.
I mean, our guest stars here include Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford.
No, they're the stars, kind of. I'm talking about the special guest stars.
Okay.
Not the guest stars, the special guest stars. We have Art Carney from The Honeymooners. So as the Wookiees roar at each other, he's there to say things because he was in The Honeymooners. He was an iconic sitcom.
Yep.
We have B. Arthur, who later of the Golden Girls, who.
All I know about B. Arthur is that Deadpool goes on about her a lot in the comics.
Okay, well, yeah, she was on a sitcom in the 80s, The Golden Girls, about retired aged women. And here she is, I guess, the owner of the Mos Eisley Cantina.
I mean, I never got the impression that was the Mos Eisley Cantina.
I did, because it has some of the same aliens and same band. And
It's just it's a bar, like...
You think it's on Kashyyyk?
Well, I just because the fact that it was shut down, I assumed that was a Kashyyyk only thing.
See, I was watching thinking, this is so stupid that this is like also on Tatooine.
Right. That is dumb. Definitely dumb. Maybe, okay, if I'm being charitable, Han and Chewie were flying from Tatooine and Kashyyyk. The Empire didn't know if they'd got away, so they shut both planets.
And they're close to each other.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
But that's being very charitable and probably bollocks.
That's too much charity for the show.
This film does not deserve charity, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so we got our Carney, we got...
What's the opposite of charity? How do I pay a non-profit organisation to
Greed!
go smash something?
Aggressive greed.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, crap. Okay, Art Carney, Harvey Korman, B. Arthur. Who am I missing? I'm missing somebody.
Okay, who did you bring up at the start of this?
I don't even know anymore.
Well, I mean, the musicians.
Right, that was Jefferson Starship.
There's the lady as well.
B. Arthur?
No, the porno lady.
Oh, crap. Okay, yes, porno lady. She was actually an African-American actress and singer who was in 50s musicals, being actually a pre-Uhura Nichols Star Trek, like, prominent black actress. So,
Okay.
like, she had done some, Carmen Jones, I believe is one of her musicals. So she'd actually done some notable stuff.
Right. All I've seen her in this, is this. And all she does in this is say she wants to fuck a monkey and then sing a shit James Bond theme tune.
Dude, Wookiee's not a monkey.
Sorry. Actually, I think you'll find that the Wookiees are quite an intelligent race. If you read the Extended Universe novels, then...
I know someone who read this.
Of course you do. Does it just say... on every page?
It gets the point across.
It's like when they joke that the next Game of Thrones novel will include a Hodor chapter that just says, Hodor, 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 Hodor.
You know what the best joke is?
You haven't seen Game of Thrones and know what the fuck I'm talking about?
No, the next Game of Thrones novel. We're going to get a few bad emails for that.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Send us your emails.
We do have an email address, but it's brownpantspod@gmail.com.
I guess you could find it somewhere else if you looked. Oh, man, I almost thought I had things to talk about, but look, it turned out I was looking at the Metropolis notes instead.
So, the space shots in this are okay.
They're from Star Wars!
I was going to say, I didn't look this up, but I assume they're reused footage.
You
right?
don't have to look them up. They're from Star Wars.
Right? But they're pretty generic. Just the Millennium Falcon flying, the Star Destroyers flying. Like,
Hey, there's something else that doesn't show up in this film besides Kenny Baker that I think we're pretty sure about.
yeah, lightsabers.
Yeah.
Is this the longest piece of Star Wars media with no lightsaber in it?
Does any other piece of Star Wars media have no lightsaber?
Ewok movies, droids, maybe.
Oh, okay.
That's why I didn't say is this the only piece.
Right, okay.
But it's close to it, right? Also, the Ewok movies don't have the name Star Wars in the title, do they?
You're tasking me with too much.
I'm fairly sure they're just called
questions.
Ewoks, Caravan of Courage, Ewoks.
It's still Star Wars, so it carries a
No, but I
point.
mean, this is the only thing with Star Wars in the title with no lightsabers is what I'm getting at.
Right.
But this came out, when this came out, the only Star Wars that existed was Star Wars, right? The original film. Lightsabers are pretty minor in that film.
Yeah, I mean, they're a tool. They definitely, Obi-Wan definitely
They have cultural
sells them.
relevance within the universe, right?
Right.
But in terms of the scenes in that film, you see Luke train with one and you see a really shit fight with one.
You know what needs to come between Star Wars and Empire?
What's that?
Not this. A few years ago, I had a Kindle Unlimited subscription, and I read through, I think a 2014 or so Marvel Star Wars comic book, and they basically went to the trouble of it was almost good enough to be the movie between Star Wars and Empire, where Luke is trying to learn about his Jedi powers and Darth Vader's trying to figure out who beat him, finding out that that's actually his son.
Right.
Because by Empire, he knows it, right?
Right, yeah, in Empire he knows.
Right.
Is that where the famous panel comes from where Darth Vader smashes the window?
Possibly. I've
I've
read it
seen
once.
that, yeah.
Anyways, quite good. Not like...
He hires Boba Fett to find out who Luke was or something.
Yeah, so, you know, because the
I remember some pages from that being shared around as being very good Star Wars content.
And that goes straight into the cartoon where Boba Fett meets him.
Yeah.
Because it's canon.
Ish.
It's
It
like,
was canon at one point.
Chewbacca's family apparently has enough to figure as canon.
Right, at one point, but all of canon has now been chucked out the window.
Maybe the
Because
next...
of the feminazis.
Hey, maybe the Rise of Skywalker will take us to Life Day.
The Skywalker in question is the son that Luke had with...
Chewbacca?
Right? It's the son that Leia had behind Han's back with Lumpy.
Yep.
How old is Lumpy in this? Because don't, like...
8?
No, but Wookiees live for like hundreds of years, right?
Yeah.
So maybe he's like 40.
So Chewbacca has to go to Life Day every year?
That's implied. That's what they say, yeah. He's like, you haven't missed a life day yet, and you're not going to miss this one.
So, like, if they're on Cloud City and, like, everything's going bad, they still have to, like, just cut their losses and go to Life Day?
Yep. That's actually why they were leaving at the start of Empire.
Yeah. It is a triple flipper ceremony for Life Day.
Gets pretty fucking... They're really like hoods and shit doing some fucking...
Yeah, it's somewhere between the Illuminati, the
KKK, the Kashyyyk Christmas Club.
Yeah, I was going to say KKK, but I stopped myself.
I came up with that acronym, so I had to.
Kashyyyk Christmas Club. It is non-denominational, though, so it's cool.
Oh, no, you have to be a Wookiee.
Why do Luke and Leia need to be there? Han was the ride, so obviously he's there. Does Chewbacca
And they had
insist?
so much trouble getting there.
Yeah.
And then suddenly Luke and Leia just turn up.
Well, they weren't being chased by two Star
Well,
Destroyers.
but they're much more wanted than Han and Chewie, surely.
Han's pretty wanted.
Yeah, but not for rebel reasons, just for smuggling reasons.
That plus he's at least like secondary responsible for the destruction.
Also,
of
I
the
guess his
Star.
ship is distinctive, right? Whereas there's lots of X-Wings.
No, it's a Corellian freighter. There's probably lots of them. His
You
is
never
just
see
the
any more
fastest.
though, right?
We never see any more.
Where you see lots of...
But if it's a Corellian freighter, then there must be other ones.
Yeah, but it's souped up and it's got, bits and bobs.
Yeah, it's like those Honda Civics that are blinged out for Tokyo drifting.
Yeah. So you're saying Han is the Drift King?
In space.
Somehow even the titles are shitter in this than in the film.
Oh, yeah. My notes had I made a note very early on that now we know why Steve Jobs said font is so important.
Yeah, but like, they're like unanimated, they're shit fonts, they just sort of hang there.
It's not Comic Sans.
Not quite, but it might as well be. That would be better, I think. Also, like, originally when George Lucas was making Star Wars, it was going to be called The Star Wars. And people were like, no, that's shit, drop the.
With a giant, like, and a giant secondary title. Was it the...
Oh, like Chronicle of the Wills Part 2, The Star Wars, or whatever.
There's something else Star Killer in there, too, but...
Yeah. But yeah, he dropped the. But this brings the back. So in a way, this is the truest to George Lucas's vision that Star Wars has ever been.
This is what Star Wars is supposed to be. It's all about love and understanding and Life Day and stuff.
And a weird fucking unfunny sketch about a 4-armed chef robot, and a lame sketch about a dude trying to hide that he's doing dodgy dealings from a cop, and a lot
And the
of
guy
other...
drinking through his head, that's the same as the cook, that's Harvey Korman.
I don't even remember that, man.
He's in the bar, he's drinking through the top of his head.
Oh, okay.
Through a
Oh, and there was
straw.
the dude who fancied the barmaid, and then he found out that she just says the same thing to everyone. I hope you come back.
Bum 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 friends bum 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 bye friends. That's all I remember. I remember more of another song. Happy Life Day, Luke.
Happy Life Day, Matt, and happy Life Day to you at home, listeners.
Here we go. We celebrate a day of peace, a day of harmony, a day of joy we all can share together joyously. A day that takes us through the darkness, a day that leads us into light, a day that makes us want to celebrate the light, a day that brings the promise that one day we'll be free to live, to laugh, to dream, to grow us to be. Still no medal for Chewbacca, though.
Yeah, fuck Wookiees. If this film has taught us anything, it's that the Empire was right to kill all the Wookiees.
It's Life Day. They can at least give them the president of...
I wish it was Death Day for the Wookiees, quite frankly.
Yeah. Fuck Chewbacca's family.
Honestly, if they built the Death Star, blew up Kashyyyk, and that was it, I'd be like pro-Empire.
That's rather genocidal of you, but yes, I get it.
It's fine, they're not real, Matt.
It's all just a game, man. It's just on camera.
I would destroy 1,000 planets to kill Itchy.
All Itchy wants to do is watch VR porn, man.
That jaw, the little wiggle it does, as he's like,
Ready.
oh, I am your fantasy. Oh.
So
You can't tell if I'm wearing a top or not on this close-up angle. Is there going to be a nudie scene? You wish. And
Now-
the kid sits and watches just fucking shit circus. You got a hologram system. You're going to sit and watch that
it's
shite.
like Proto Cirque du Soleil.
It's the one that comes pre-installed on the holopad.
No.
And he hasn't bought any discs yet.
No animals were harmed in the
That was
making.
the fucking Alex Kidd of hologram videos.
I played Alex Kidd.
Yeah, so did I, 'cause it didn't have a cartridge.
But then I never owned a Genesis anyway.
That was Master System. Boy.
Oh, it was the Master System crap.
Yeah.
Because that is it. Because it was my buddy across the street. We did get Space Harrier, or he got it, and I played.
Okay,
it.
Space Harrier, here's the question. Is it a flying man with a gun, or a man with a flying gun?
He's on a flying pad, right?
No, he's hanging onto the gun and
Oh.
the gun's flying.
Gun's flying. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a man with a flying gun.
flying. Does he not have some kind of pad?
No, he's just strapped to the gun.
Okay, it's been a while. The Ghostbusters Master System game.
Infamously awful, I think.
We played it so much though.
Yeah, when you're a kid, you play real shite because it's what you've got, right?
Oh, and
You only get a game at Christmas, so you play it for a year.
And here's one. Well, I didn't get it for Christmas. I didn't have a game system. Golgo 13. For some reason, we played that. We didn't know who he was.
Yeah, for some reason I heard about that game a lot.
We played it. And then on the Atari 800 XL, it was all Ball Blazer by LucasArts.
Nice.
Ball Blazer. Great game. I would play that game now. That is a great game. Ball Blazer. Rescue on Fractalus. Also LucasArts.
Yeah, I think I played Master System Ghostbusters. Sorry, continue.
Rescue on Fractalus. Great. You land on... You're saving people.
Is it
you
like a
land
LucasArts point and click, or...?
No. You're in a ship and you land and you're supposed to save people, but there's aliens and they're disguised. So if you're saving the wrong people, suddenly and just in your head, and you die.
Nice.
Yeah, and even to this day, my father and I will be, did you find Fractalus yet? Because maybe I was getting too freaked out and he just threw it away. But it's still a joke. Did you find Fractalus? Because we lost the disc.
For me, that joke in my family is this, like Larry Hawaiian shirts.
Leisure Suit Larry?
No, Larry, like over the top, brightly coloured Hawaiian shirts.
Okay.
Had one of those with the Terminator on it. And I think I left it at a theme park when I got wet. But to this day, I'm still hoping that one day my mum will find it in a cupboard somewhere because I love that shirt.
Oh my! So,
But yeah, no, our Master System was actually my grandmother's. It's what she used to play platformers on. And that's like my earliest gaming memories.
So maybe that's the other thing Lucas was doing, starting the... I mean, Lucas games didn't really kick up till 84, 85, so
Right.
I'm really full of crap here, but just...
No, but Lucas was chasing tech, right?
Yeah.
Like, he created THX because the cinemas were not good enough for the sounds of his films. Like,
So,
he started producing what led to ILM, but also, like, Pixar. Because he saw the, like, digital effects were going to be the big thing.
yeah.
Like, say what you would about Lucas as a writer or a filmmaker, but as a guy chasing...
Well, he's a visionary.
Yeah, visual effects, he is a visionary. He saw the future super early.
So I'll just come out and say those mid-'80s Lucasfilm games, yeah, spot on, man, let's do it.
No, Monkey Island?
That's
A
early
bit later,
90s.
early 90s. But that is Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Like, literally. Like, they started making a Monkey Island film and they thought, fuck it, we'll just make it our own thing and not pay them.
And all of these things are better than the Holiday Special.
Here's the question. What's better? The Holiday Special or Attack of the Clones? Which one's more boring and which one has the least believable romance?
I've seen Attack of the Clones in the theater.
Me too.
I've seen the Holiday Special like 5 times.
Oh, you've only seen Attack of the Clones once?
I've seen Attack of the Clones in the theater.
That was
That's it. Episodes 1 and 2. I've only seen them in the theater. I've seen the Holiday Special, usually fast forwarding through notable parts of it, but I've watched it probably about 5 times.
It has amusement value, right?
Oh yeah, it's
Attack of the Clones has that fight with Jabba Fett.
yeah, but it takes a while to get there.
Yeah, you
have to have
fast forward to
patience.
that.
I never owned a DVD of that movie. I think my
That's
father.
the first DVD I owned.
My father owned episode 1. I said I saw that once in a theater. Maybe I saw it once on DVD, but it was real shortly after it was in a theater.
I saw it on... Well, I was like 8, right? So I loved episode 1. I saw it in the theatre and then bought the VHS the day it came out, and all my friends came round after school to watch it. Like,
I was 20, and we'll have a little more of a chat about that when we get to that movie. But episode 2, yeah, I think I just saw it in the theater. Again, I think my father bought the DVD, and I never watched it. I think I remember I was working in Maine and communal living, and they were watching it. I went in for a bit and went off.
Huh.
We were by the beach, so I want to walk in, go
Yeah.
see, but it didn't keep my attention. Episode 3, I've actually probably seen about 5 times.
Three's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I almost
2
feel
is-
dirty saying that, but yeah, 3's alright.
Yeah, I watched 2... because I like to watch the whole Star Wars series, because there's something wrong with me. So I've watched 2 a lot of times. I don't think it's good or anything. But like... Yeah, like Anakin and Padme, that shit is all so creepy and weird.
Well, the Holiday Special definitely isn't good. Yet, I have watched it 5 times.
Right, yeah,
Maybe
but
because I'm
there's
glutton
just,
for
like,
horror.
extended sequences of just fucking fake animal noises and men in ape suits.
I guess it's just so fun to see something that's so revered just go so wrong.
Right.
Like Attack of the Clones is like trying, and this isn't quite trying. It's just going wrong.
Yeah, I guess. I get this is like actively shitting on it. Whereas like George Lucas was trying and failing.
I'm here with Scott. He does our intro with in the year 3013 something happens, and it's been 2 weeks since we recorded the holiday special podcast, and for some reason I came out to visit Scott, who does our intro, and we watched the Star Wars holiday special again. Thoughts?
Wow, it's a holiday, it's special, but it's nothing but. I mean, if Joseph Campbell and John Wayne Gacy created movies and specials, this would be it, with a little bit of sci-fi thrown in for the mix. It is a fascinating dive into something that's you wouldn't really expect from the Star Wars quote-unquote franchise. I mean, it's exotic in a really weird way, and I think it's an interesting jump onto the bandwagon if one's so inclined, but I personally wouldn't recommend it. So
is it family friendly?
Depends on what kind of family one has. You know, I'm not one to call any shots or throw any glass houses through stones, but personally, I'd be a little bit, you know, I'd approach this one from a little bit of a wary standpoint. You know, it's
Because of the cleavage.
That was actually the high point. I mean, okay. I mean, shamefully, I admit that was a high point for me. But MK Ultra footage and like the brainwashing and like the mixed messages that were really uncomfortable, and some of I think for kids, this is the mind job. You know, you sort of enter what you think is a sci-fi sort of adventure, and it's wow, it's anything but.
Happy Life Day.
Happy Life Day, my brother. Many more to come, but not this way. Love.
I'm gonna slam my dicks in it. I slam my dick, I said I'm gonna slam my dicks in it. I slam my dick, you know my buttons bigger than your hand. That's what I said my buttons bigger than your hand. That's what I said, 'cause I'm a madman.
Is there seriously anything else that needs to be said about the holiday special?
I mean, these days it's on YouTube and you can watch it quite easily.
And it
it
even
probably
looks nice
is
now.
worth doing once.
Oh God, yes. You can fast forward through some bits, definitely.
Yeah, of course. But I'm sure you've heard it's shit, right?
And it is, but it's worth
like,
watching.
No, but you've also heard that the Phantom Menace was shit and Attack of the Clones is shit. But this is in a different way. This is just I can't believe human beings made this and thought this was okay.
It's a train wreck.
Yeah.
But
it's like
it's a train.
It's like a train that was built to the edge of a cliff deliberately to fly off that cliff.
Right.
It's like at no point do you think, oh no, I can see why they thought from day dot this was just disastrous and they just did it anyway.
Which means while it can be boring to watch this, and while it can be incredulous to watch this, it's not depressing to watch this in a way.
Every time I've watched it, I have been amused and enjoyed myself, right?
Right, whereas watching episode 1 or 2, I can find... And you know what? I'm going to watch them again soon, but I feel like that's depressing to watch.
Because you think of what could have been, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this was just made between two great films, so it didn't stop anything good happening. Where you think, imagine if an actual writer and director had made prequels to the Star Wars trilogy and actually shown us Anakin and Obi-Wan's relationship in a good way. No.
Man, some real such. We'll get to that later. So, for you, what are you celebrating this December? Is it going to be a Life Day or Festivus?
It's going to be KFC. I got to get my plate collection.
I feel like that's more Life Day than... Or is it more Festivus? If you go to KFC, are we going Seinfeld or Star Wars? I guess Seinfeld could go to KFC where Star Wars couldn't. But Malo will cook you up some fried chicken badly.
Oh, I get some fried pork.
Or some fried... What did I say there? Cooking in here.
The Wookie Ookie?
Oh, the Wookie Ookie. I'm just going to read that line. Hit me with the Wookie Ookie. I feel the same way about you too, pal, and your family. Fuck Chewbacca's family.
Chewbacca's family.
No, it's while Malo is cooking, and I wrote... paper noises, everyone.
More than ever before, I wish Return of the Jedi had been on Kashyyyk instead of Endor, just so that we could see AT-STs destroy Chewbacca's family.
Here we
You know
go.
that bit where they shoot the Ewok and the other one tries to wake it up, but it's dead? I wish that had been Lumpy.
Here we go. When you're having your life day meal, that bantha loin is so tender and tasty. Matt.
Luke.
And tell them that they should do things and whatever.
If you've listened to other episodes, not just this one, you should go on iTunes and give us a rating and a review, or your podcasting app of choice. You should follow us on Twitter at MLSFS10. You should find us on Facebook, just search for Matt and Luke's Sci-Fi Sanctuary. You should follow me on Twitter at BuskerLily. I also do a Pokemon podcast, which you can find on Twitter at LukeLovesPKMN. It's nothing like this, I'm sober when I record that one. Also, you should find Matt and his music at rovingsagemedia.bandcamp.com, which provided the music that you listen to in this very podcast.
And how do we give you your sentimental, thoughtful goodbye?
On this Life Day, Christmas Day, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate,
Festivus.
please, get the fuck out of our Sci-Fi Sanctuary.
Next week, Star Wars.
It's episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are looking fine tonight. But you know what really gets up in my crawl? It's the Shadow State and the Reptilian Cabal. Let me sing a little bit about it. It goes something like this. Big time ponies out, digital fracking, peddling their bath salts and consciousness hacking. Militias raided indigenous land, while for the homeless they won't lift their hand. You know it, babe, every minute, every hour. You just gotta say, fuck the power. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's it, fuck the power. Let me hear you say it with me. Fuck the power. Fuck the power! Oh, that's wonderful. Can I hear it one more time? Fuck the power. Fuck the power! I've gotta sing a little more. Shadow State elite bet on our parties. Reality frame experts are smarty. Pipeline of drugs in all of the cities. Celebrity wankers you told are so pretty. You know it, babe, every minute, every hour. You just gotta say, fuck the power. Can you sing a little bit? That's fuck the power. Oh, that's beautiful. Here we go. Mind control, deceit of all the isms. Internet porn to steal all your jism. Fabricate walls so you sin with a knife. A false reality trip to steal your life. You know it, babe, every minute, every hour. You just gotta say, fuck the power. Fuck you, I won't do what you told me. But can I hear you sing it again? That's fuck the power. It's like butterflies in my ears. Fuck the power. Oh yeah. Gangbangers build economics, Babylonian. Reptilian cabals against the Amazonian. GM's lace off Frankenstein food. They made it a law so we can't walk around nude. Fuck the power. Fuck the power. Woo! You know, babe, every minute, every hour. You just gotta say, fuck the power. wonderful ladies and gentlemen. Once again, that's Fuck the Power. Good evening and good luck.